All right, so let's take a look at this cup body now. The outside's looking pretty rough, the inside as well, but we're slowly starting to perfect that. You're going to need to roll out next a pencil thin coil, and you're going to shape it into a ring, and that will sit down in the bottom of the cup to cover up the inner seam we just created. So you can see a distinct line in the bottom of the cup where the base meets up with the tube. It's a little tricky to score down into the bottom of the cup when you attach your coil. You can try with a plastic fork. You can take your paper clip and kind of bend it in a hook shape, and that might help you score it up. Just do the best you can when it comes to scoring the bottom of that coffee mug. It's hard to get down in there to do that. And then score the coil itself. And again, you want to make sure your coil is nice and healthy, soft clay, because later you're going to need to blend it away, and it's easier to blend a coil when it's nice and soft. Make sure your ring fits. You may have to trim it. I'm probably going to have to trim mine. I did that just now. I just ripped off a little piece, and just kind of eyeball it and see that the ring looks like it'll fit the diameter of the cup, and then kind of force the coil down into the bottom of the cup using some kind of tool or even your fingertips. It's best to use a tool, though. It forces you to be gentle, and that way you don't crush the coil. So you can use your popsicle stick, you can use your fork to place that down in there. I just trimmed off a little piece a second ago with my popsicle stick. That coil was a little too long. And now I'm just going to proceed to blend it. And you want to blend the top half of the coil and work your way around. And then eventually, when you're done with that, blend the lower half of the coil down into the base. So the top half of the coil you blend up towards the ceiling, and then the bottom lower half of the coil you blend down into the base of the cup. And again, just do the best you can when it comes to blending that coil, because it is awkward to get that ring-shaped coil down in the cup. It's going to feel like you're a doctor in surgery, or like you're playing that board game Operation. But again, this doesn't have to be perfect. The point of this is to make sure that mold doesn't grow in the bottom of the cup in that seam, so that moisture doesn't get trapped in there. That's what we want to avoid. Now, you can even use your fingertips to blend this. Your longest fingertip is your middle finger. Hopefully that'll reach, and you can fit your hand in there to do some blending. If not, blend what you can with a popsicle stick and a paintbrush. Kind of clean it up with a paintbrush. Go round and round with a watery paintbrush, and that should do the trick. And again, you'll be able to baby this at a later date and give it a full makeover. This is just like still building, essentially, and building, like I've said before, is not pretty. Okay, but I'm pretty content, and we have a closed up base to our cup body.